a third of us will get cancer. Already, a third of us have cancer, will get cancer. In the next 5 years, that's going to shift to half. So regardless of, you know, whether if you're in a room with another person, one of you is probably going to get cancer in this lifetime. So it's very relevant, whether you're the person with the cancer or whether you're the friend of or whether you're the carer for. None of us are unaffected by breast cancer. And, you know, you just talk to anybody, they'll say, oh, my mother or my daughter or my cousin or my wife, you know, it's really relevant. Yeah, and obviously a small percentage of men as well, but this will be geared to women with breast cancer. Sure. So yes, no, it's huge. And also prevention. That's the other thing. It's like, so not saying you're going to prevent it, but nonetheless, there is a natural process in the human body called apoptosis. And I love that word. I'm writing a poem to apoptosis, which is natural cell death. Okay. And we need, and this is poignant when you think about this from a philosophical and spiritual perspective, we need things to die in order to live. Cells have to die. It's a natural process. There's a natural cell death. There are cells that clear our bodies, like a natural clutter clearing that happens in the human body. So there is something about creating an atmosphere in our bodies that maximizes the function of apoptosis. And so that's important. And again, that also means joy. You know, it's not all kind of hair. Like, in fact, I think hair shirt is a bit overrated. There is a very serious need in the human body to experience joy and passion and to do things we love. That might be walking in nature. That might not be going to the gym, because actually you hate the gym, and that will have an impact as well. So it's really finding and offering some options and inspirations for how that might maximize our lives. And again, being alive while we are alive, you know, however long that may be. It's not failure to die. It is a natural thing to die, and we don't know when. And so that's another thing. There are people who are like, well, what did you do to give yourself this cancer? That's not helpful. That's really, really unhelpful, and actually a bit cruel, because it sort of has all kinds of implications in it, and also like, this has nothing to do with me. I'm going to distance myself. So we're going to be working a lot with the stupid things people say as well, and the genius things to say, and how to inquire yourself into your own, what is essential, what's important right now, because you don't know. How do you write your business plan when you've got, you don't know how long to live? How do you do that? So we can laugh about those things and find some humor, and I honestly think that is, we both agree, she and I, that having a sense of humor during this time, there is probably my top tip is have friends around you can laugh with, because if you can't laugh with your friends, why bother? You know, honestly, it's really important. And there are people who say, oh, that's just not okay. It's like, well, who says? I mean, there's this, Esther Perel tells this great story about her parents, who are both Nazi concentration camp survivors. She's a very famous therapist as well. And they meet on the road out of the camp. Right. Like, they literally meet. They're in Poland. They meet on the road with their few possessions. They're walking out when they're released, when they're liberated. They meet, and she talks about how they had a lot of humor and a lot of perspective. And they said, you know, some people don't die and some people live through trauma. And I think there's a good parallel here as well. Some people don't die, but some people live. And the people who live have a sense of humor, have some levity, have some perspective, have some, you know, it's like really an opportunity to wake up and maybe just do things you might not have been so courageous to do before. And now, what are we waiting for? You know, if not now, when?